a corner of my kitchen today. The kitchen looks tidy at first glance, shiny counters, polished floors, everything in its place. Yet if you look closer, some spots quietly demand attention. A narrow groove along the counter edge, the rubber seal in the dishwasher, a faint buildup behind the stove, small areas that don't scream messy, but subtly weigh down the space. You can see lifting a pan, brushing along a hidden seam, wiping the edge of a drawer. Nothing dramatic, just the little details that make a difference. The idea isn't to overhaul everything at once. It's about noticing the quiet corners, the spots that get overlooked, and giving them a reset. That's where real change begins. The kitchen starts to feel lighter, smoother, genuinely ready for use without ever looking chaotic. In this video, I'll share 10 practical tips to tackle those hidden trouble spots in the right order, so your kitchen feels refreshed with minimal effort. Before you start wiping the counters, check your dishwasher. It's supposed to be doing the cleaning for you, the dishwasher. Even if the kitchen looks okay, it can still feel heavy or sticky, like there's a weird smell. A lot of the time, it's not your food or your trash. It's buildup hiding in the dishwasher. When my kitchen feels like that, my mind goes to the same 3 places every time: the filter, the rubber seal, and the bottom groove along the door. That's where grime sits quietly and turns into that warm, sour smell, even after a cycle. So I do a quick reset, pull the filter and rinse it well, wipe the rubber seal with a damp cloth. A toothbrush helps if it's really stuck. Then run a cloth through that bottom groove slowly, like you're cleaning a window track. If you have the energy, glance at the spray arms and make sure the little holes aren't clogged. I remember opening the dishwasher one night and thinking, why does this smell like old soup? When I literally just ran it, it was the seal. I cleaned it and the next load came out, smelling like nothing, which is exactly what you want. The kitchen felt lighter without me doing anything dramatic. Once that hidden source is handled, the rest of your cleaning starts to actually stick. And the next step is how I keep myself from burning out halfway through. And quick heads up, after this video, I'm sharing a fast, realistic reset for the bigger rooms in your home without turning it into an all-day overhaul. Follow along so you don't miss it. Next is my rule for any kitchen that gets greasy: don't scrub too soon. Grease needs time. If you spray and immediately start rubbing, you end up doing all the work with your arms and you feel it in your mood. So here's what I do instead. Choose one cleaner you like, degreaser or multi-purpose. Spray the areas that usually fight you: stove knobs, backsplash, cabinet fronts near the stove handles. Then set a timer for 10 to 20 minutes and step away. I can tell you exactly when I learned this. I used to scrub my backsplash with my shoulders up by my ears, getting angrier by the minute. Now I spray go load a few dishes, and when I come back, the grease wipes off like it finally gave up. When the timer goes off, wipe with a microfiber cloth or sponge. If it's heavy buildup, do a second pass. Still, no rage scrubbing, just layers. While the cleaner is doing its job, I like to take that little window of time and reset the part that gives me the fastest. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Feeling the fridge and freezer. The fridge and freezer are easy to avoid because they feel like a whole event. But the longer you wait, the more they quietly stress you out, because every time you open the door, you're staring at little decisions. So I do them together one round, so I only have to get in the zone once. First, toss anything expired, anything nobody is actually eating, and any leftovers you already know won't get reheated. No guilt, just honesty. Then I do the step that makes this less gross: vacuum the crumbs before you wipe. Wiping first just pushes crumbs into the grooves, and then you're stuck chasing them. For the freezer, I follow one rule: don't get wet on sticky mess. If there's syrup or sauce stuck to the bottom, I lift the thick stuff with paper towels first, then spray and wipe. It's faster, and it keeps you from smearing it everywhere. Then I add a tiny system that prevents the whole thing from refilling with waste, a small bin labeled "Eat First" at eye level. Anything that's about to turn goes there. You don't have to remember it. You just see it. The payoff is real. You find what you need faster. You buy fewer duplicates, and the kitchen feels calmer because your fridge stops feeling like a cluttered inbox. If your kitchen still feels a little sticky after this, it usually isn't coming from cold storage. It's coming from the cooking zone, especially above the stove. Next is the spot people forget because it's not right in your face, the range hood and the backsplash area. Grease rises when you cook. It hits the underside of the hood, the filter, the seams, and then it settles back down over time. So you can wipe counters all week and still feel like the kitchen keeps re-greasing itself. If your hood filter comes out, take it out and soak it in hot water with dish soap. While it soaks, spray the underside of the hood and the backsplash behind the stove. Set your timer and come back to wipe. You'll usually get a darker, stickier residue than you expect, even if you clean regularly. One time I wiped the counters, cooked dinner, and the cabinet next to the stove still felt sticky. That's when it clicked. That wasn't me doing it wrong. That was grease living above and around the cooktop. This isn't something you do every week. But doing it once in a while lowers the baseline. Your wipe downs start working better, and the kitchen stays easier longer. And after you clean the source, you can prevent a lot of that grease from landing in the first place with one small tool I genuinely think is worth it. This tip is simple, but it changes how often you have to deal with that sticky film. Use a splatter screen when you fry or saute. It sits over the pan and catches so much of the oil mist before it hits your backsplash hood and surrounding surfaces. It doesn't mean no cleaning, it means less buildup, less of that slow accumulation that makes you feel like your kitchen is never truly clean, no matter how often you wipe. I started using one after noticing I was cleaning the same strip behind the stove again and again, especially after anything fried. With the splatter screen, that area stayed calmer between cleanings, and I didn't feel like I was constantly catching up. So yes, it's a prevention tip, but prevention is what makes the deep cleaning last, especially in a kitchen that gets used every day. From here, we move into the part most people dread, next the stove and the oven, without turning it into an all-day scrubbing session. Next is the part most people dread because it's where cleaning turns into a workout. The stove and the oven. And I want to say this plainly, deep cleaning shouldn't feel like a chore. When you're scrubbing hard, sweating, getting annoyed, that's usually not because you're doing it wrong. It's because you're asking your arms to do a job that Time Plus product are supposed to do. So I clean this in layers. For grates and racks, I don't stand there and scrub right away. I spray them, set them aside, and let them sit. Sometimes I'll even let them soak while I do something else. The goal is simple. Soften the mess first, then wipe it away. Same for the inside of the oven. If it's heavy buildup, I don't expect one pass to fix years of cooking. I do one round, wipe what lifts easily, then do a second round only where it still needs it. And if you have a glass stovetop, this is where people accidentally create more work. The trick is using something made for that surface, then rinsing well so you don't get that cloudy film. I learned that the hard way once I cleaned it, and it looked worse, like I'd polished it with chalk. It wasn't dirt, it was a leftover product. My quick reality check moment is this. When I used to skip the wait time, I'd spend 30 minutes scrubbing the same burnt ring. Now I spray wait come back, and it takes 5. Once the heavy zone is handled, I always do one small thing that makes the whole kitchen feel clean immediately, even before the floors are done. After the stove and oven, I go for the fastest. Why does it feel cleaner when? Because sometimes the kitchen isn't actually dirty. It's just covered in fingerprints and cooking residue in all the places your hands live. Think about it. You can wipe the counter perfectly, then grab the fridge handle, the cabinet, pull the dishwasher edge, the microwave button, and suddenly you feel that tacky film again. That's not in your head. That's the part of the kitchen that gets touched all day long, usually with hands that were cooking, rinsing, unpacking groceries, wiping kids' mouths, real-life hands. So I do a quick sweep with a microfiber cloth and a gentle degreaser or multi-purpose cleaner. I hit cabinet handles, drawer pulls, the fridge handle, the dishwasher handle, the oven door handle, and the little edges where drawers meet the frame. I also wipe light switches if they're in the kitchen zone because those get gross faster than we notice. My tangible moment is always the same. I'll wipe the fridge handle and the cloth comes away darker than I expected, even on weeks when I swear I've been cleaning. And the second it's done, the kitchen feels less sticky without me doing anything dramatic. It's a small step, but emotionally it matters. Touching your kitchen stops feeling annoying. The space feels smoother, less ugh. And once those high touch points are clean, there's one overlooked spot that can make a kitchen feel stale even when everything else is shining the microwave. This is the quiet culprit that makes people think, why does my kitchen still smell like yesterday? The microwave, especially the ceiling inside. It catches tiny splatters and oily steam. Then the next time you heat something, it warms up again, and the smell comes right back into the room. I don't scrub the microwave dry. I soften it first because I'm not trying to fight baked-on food with brute force. I put a bowl of water in there sometimes with lemon, sometimes with a splash of vinegar, sometimes plain, and heat it for 2 to 3 minutes. Then I leave the door closed for another minute so the steam does its job. After that, the wipe is easy. I focus on the top, the back corner seams, and the turntable area. And I keep it simple: 1 cloth, warm water, maybe a little soap. No big production. The moment that sold me on this was opening the microwave after a clean kitchen day and realizing the inside still looked dull and smelled faintly like old pasta. I steamed it, wiped it once, and the kitchen instantly felt newer, like I'd cleared out a stale layer. It's not about perfection. It's about removing the source of smells that keep your nervous system on alert, even when you've cleaned everything else. And speaking of smells, there's one more place that can make a clean kitchen feel heavy: the sink and the drain. That's where clean often breaks down. Now let's talk about the kind of dirty that doesn't always look dramatic, but it changes the whole mood of your kitchen. The sink drain, the disposal if you have one, and the little basket strainer. You can have spotless counters and still feel off because there's a sour note coming from the drain that your brain keeps registering. I keep this simple on purpose. I scrub around the drain opening, clean the strainer, and wipe the area around the faucet where water and grime collect. If you've never cleaned the underside of the sink lip or the seam where the sink meets the counter, that's usually where the smell hides. My real-life tell is this: the kitchen will look clean, but I'll lean in to rinse a cup and catch that smell. Then suddenly the whole space feels less fresh. It's like your brain goes, nope, something's still wrong. When the drain is clean, that alert disappears. You don't need a complicated routine. It's more about doing it regularly than doing it hard. Just a small brush and a quick wipe is enough. If you like using a deodorizing step that works for your home, keep it simple and repeatable, because the best method is the one you'll actually do on a normal Tuesday. Once the sink and drain are handled, the kitchen usually feels truly fresh. And then I finish with the part that makes everything feel complete. The floor's done in the right order so you don't create extra work for yourself. Finally, this is how I end. So the kitchen feels finished, not almost finished. Floors matter because they're the last thing your eyes and feet register. But floors can also waste your time if you do them in the wrong order. So I keep it boring and correct: pick up what doesn't belong, then dry sweep or vacuum the crumbs, then mop. I focus on the main walking lanes and the sticky spots near the stove and sink. No need to mop the entire world to feel a shift. And here's my one little closing move. After the floor is done, I do one quick wipe of a small stretch of counter, just enough to give my eyes a calm landing spot. The floors are the finish line. The maintenance rhythm is what keeps you from starting over. So instead of waiting for a free day, I rotate small maintenance blocks, dishwasher filter, and seal 1 week sink and drain another a quick hood wipe when it starts feeling tacky, and a fridge freezer reset monthly or quarterly depending on life. After that, the kitchen actually feels lighter and it lasts. You don't feel like you're always behind. And on the weeks you're exhausted, you're not starting from zero, you're just doing a small reset and moving on with your life. Those are the 10 ways I deep clean and keep my kitchen feeling easier to live in, not by doing more, but by cleaning the right spots in the right order with the least amount of effort possible. If you're trying to save time cleaning, and more importantly, quiet the mental noise you don't have, to do all of this, pick just one tip that feels doable today and start there. If even one thing in this video helped you breathe a little easier, that's enough. In the next video, I'll show you how to reset the bigger rooms in your home quickly and effectively without turning it into an all-day overhaul. So watch that one right after this. If this was helpful, tap like so I know what actually helps you, and subscribe if you want to build a calmer, easier home together.